Sexual health is often discussed as something tied to youth, but science tells a very different story. After the age of 40, the body does change, yet those changes do not signal the end of desire, performance, or satisfaction. Instead, they mark a transition into a phase where sexual health becomes more intentional, more informed, and often more fulfilling. Understanding how hormones shift, how lifestyle habits influence circulation and energy, and how the mind and body work together is the key to maintaining a healthy and confident, intimate life. With the right approach, sexual well-being after 40 is not about trying to be who you were at 20, but about supporting who you are now in the most effective and sustainable way. After the age of 40, many people begin to notice subtle but meaningful changes in their sexual health. These changes often arrive quietly, sometimes mistaken for stress, aging, or lack of time. But in reality, they are the result of complex biological shifts happening throughout the body. Hormones gradually change, metabolism slows, blood circulation is not quite as efficient as it once was, and recovery from fatigue or stress can take longer. None of this means sexual vitality is lost. In fact, science consistently shows that sexual health after 40 can remain strong, satisfying, and even improve when the body and mind are supported in the right ways. One of the most important shifts that happens after 40 involves hormones. In men, testosterone levels naturally begin to decline, usually at a slow and steady pace. This can influence libido, energy, and erectile function, but the change is rarely sudden. In women, estrogen and progesterone begin fluctuating more noticeably during perimenopause and menopause, which can affect desire, arousal, and comfort during intimacy. These hormonal changes are normal biological processes, not signs of failure or illness. Understanding this alone reduces anxiety, which is a major hidden factor behind sexual difficulties. Blood flow also becomes increasingly important with age. Sexual arousal depends heavily on healthy circulation, and anything that restricts blood flow, such as inactivity, poor diet, smoking, or unmanaged stress, can interfere with sexual response. After 40, the body becomes less forgiving of unhealthy habits. What might not have affected sexual performance at 30 can have a noticeable impact a decade later. The encouraging reality is that circulation responds quickly to positive lifestyle changes, often within weeks. Another factor that becomes more influential after 40 is sleep quality. Poor sleep disrupts hormone regulation, increases stress hormones like cortisol, and reduces energy levels. Over time, chronic sleep deprivation can significantly lower libido and sexual satisfaction. Many adults over 40 juggle demanding work schedules, family responsibilities, and constant digital stimulation, all of which erode sleep quality. Restorative sleep is not a luxury for sexual health. It is a biological requirement. When sleep improves, sexual desire and performance often follow naturally. Mental and emotional health play an equally critical role. Stress, anxiety, and unresolved emotional tension tend to accumulate with age rather than disappear. Financial pressure, career concerns, caregiving responsibilities, and relationship dynamics can quietly suppress sexual desire. The brain is the most powerful sexual organ, and when it is overwhelmed, intimacy becomes harder to access. After 40, maintaining sexual health means learning to manage stress intentionally, not hoping it will resolve on its own. Another common misconception is that sexual desire should look the same throughout life. In reality, desire often changes in form rather than disappearing. Spontaneous desire may decrease, while responsive desire, desire that builds through touch, emotional closeness, or relaxation, becomes more prominent. This shift is normal and well documented in scientific literature, yet many people interpret it as a loss of attraction or ability. Reframing desire as something that can be cultivated rather than expected to appear automatically is a powerful step toward maintaining sexual satisfaction. Physical activity becomes increasingly important after 40, not only for appearance or fitness, but for sexual function itself. Exercise improves blood flow, supports hormone balance, enhances mood, and increases confidence. Strength training helps preserve muscle mass and testosterone levels, while cardiovascular activity keeps the heart and blood vessels responsive. Even moderate, consistent movement can significantly improve sexual health markers. The goal is not extreme fitness, but regular movement that signals the body it is still active, capable, and resilient. Nutrition also begins to matter more with age. After 40, the body becomes less efficient at processing highly refined foods, excess sugar, and unhealthy fats. Diets rich in whole foods, vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, healthy fats, and fiber support vascular health and reduce inflammation, both of which are essential for sexual function. Hydration is often overlooked, yet even mild dehydration can affect energy, circulation, and arousal. Alcohol tolerance also changes with age, and excessive consumption can interfere with hormone levels and nerve signaling involved in sexual response. Body image and self-perception deserve attention as well. Physical changes such as weight gain, reduced muscle tone, or changes in skin can affect confidence, which directly influences sexual desire and enjoyment. After 40, maintaining sexual health involves developing a respectful and realistic relationship with one's body. Confidence is not about perfection, it is about comfort and self-acceptance. Research shows that people who feel at ease in their bodies experience higher levels of sexual satisfaction regardless of age. Communication becomes increasingly important in long-term relationships. As bodies change, preferences and needs may also change. Open, honest conversations about comfort, desire, and expectations reduce misunderstanding and pressure. Sexual health after 40 thrives in environments of emotional safety and mutual understanding. Silence often leads to assumptions, while communication creates opportunities for adaptation and growth. Finally, it is essential to understand that sexual health is a legitimate part of overall health. Difficulty with desire, arousal, or performance can sometimes signal underlying medical issues such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, or hormonal imbalances. Seeking professional guidance is not a sign of weakness but of self-awareness. Many effective evidence-based options exist to support sexual health at midlife and beyond. Chapter 1 sets a foundation by making one truth clear. Aging does not end sexual vitality, but it does require intention. After 40, sexual health becomes less about automatic responses and more about conscious care for the body, mind, and relationships. With understanding, small daily choices, and the willingness to adapt, sexual health can remain a strong and rewarding part of life for decades to come. After 40, maintaining sexual health becomes less about reacting to problems and more about building daily habits that quietly support the body's natural systems. This stage of life is where consistency begins to matter more than intensity. Small, repeated actions influence hormones, circulation, nerve sensitivity, and emotional connection far more than occasional drastic efforts. Science shows that the body continues to respond positively to supportive habits well into later decades, but it responds best when those habits are steady and intentional. One of the most powerful habits for sexual health after 40 is regular movement. The human body is designed to move daily, and sexual function is closely tied to physical activity. Blood vessels remain more elastic, nerves remain more responsive, and hormone signaling stays more balanced when the body is used consistently. Exercise does not need to be extreme or exhausting to be effective. In fact, moderate activity performed most days of the week produces better long-term results than sporadic intense workouts. Walking, cycling, swimming, or light jogging all support cardiovascular health, which directly affects arousal and performance. Strength training deserves special attention at this stage of life. After 40, muscle mass naturally declines if it is not actively maintained. This loss of muscle affects metabolism, insulin sensitivity, and hormone production. Resistance training signals the body to preserve muscle and support testosterone production in men and overall hormonal stability in women. Improved muscle tone also enhances body confidence, which plays a psychological role in sexual desire and satisfaction. Even 2 or 3 short strength sessions per week can create noticeable improvements over time. Flexibility and mobility also become more relevant. Tight muscles, joint discomfort, or chronic pain can interfere with comfort and spontaneity during intimacy. Stretching, yoga, or mobility-focused exercises improve circulation to tissues and reduce physical tension. These practices also activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes relaxation and is essential for sexual arousal. A body that feels loose and comfortable is more responsive than one that is tense or guarded. Nutrition acts as a silent regulator of sexual health after 40. At this age, the body becomes more sensitive to what it is fed. Diets high in processed foods, refined carbohydrates, and unhealthy fats increase inflammation, which negatively affects blood vessels and hormone signaling. Chronic inflammation reduces nitric oxide availability, a compound essential for healthy blood flow to sexual organs. In contrast, diets rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats actively protect vascular and nerve health. Healthy fats are particularly important. Omega-3 fatty acids found in fish, nuts, and seeds support cell membrane integrity and hormone production. These fats improve circulation and reduce inflammation, both of which are crucial for sexual responsiveness. Protein intake also becomes more important with age as it supports muscle maintenance, hormone synthesis, and neurotransmitter production. Adequate protein helps stabilize energy levels, which directly affects libido. Hydration is often underestimated, yet it influences nearly every system involved in sexual function. Dehydration thickens the blood, reduces circulation, and increases fatigue. Many people over 40 live in a state of mild chronic dehydration without realizing it. Increasing water intake can lead to improvements in energy, focus, and physical responsiveness within days. Proper hydration also supports natural lubrication and tissue elasticity, contributing to comfort during intimacy. Stress management becomes a central pillar of sexual health in midlife. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, which suppresses sex hormones and redirects energy away from reproductive systems. After 40, the body becomes less resilient to prolonged stress exposure. Work pressure, family responsibilities, financial concerns, and constant digital engagement keep the nervous system in a heightened state of alert. This state is incompatible with sexual arousal, which requires relaxation and presence. Learning to deliberately lower stress levels is not indulgent. It is biological maintenance. Practices such as deep breathing, meditation, mindfulness, or simply spending time in nature have measurable effects on nervous system balance. Even short daily moments of relaxation can reduce cortisol and improve hormonal signaling. Over time, this creates a mental environment where desire has space to arise naturally, rather than being forced. Sleep quality deserves equal attention. Poor sleep disrupts the delicate hormonal rhythms that regulate desire and performance. Testosterone production, growth, hormone release, and emotional regulation all depend on sufficient high-quality sleep. After 40, sleep becomes more fragile, yet its importance increases. Creating a consistent sleep schedule, limiting late-night screen exposure, and prioritizing a calm bedtime routine can significantly improve sleep depth and duration. Improved sleep often leads to increased libido, better mood, and enhanced physical responsiveness without any other intervention. Sexual health after 40 is also influenced by how individuals relate to pleasure itself. Many people carry unexamined beliefs about aging and sexuality that limit their experience. Cultural messages often suggest that desire fades with age, creating self-fulfilling expectations. Science does not support this narrative. While the expression of sexuality may change, the capacity for pleasure remains intact. Reframing sexuality as something that evolves rather than declines opens the door to curiosity and exploration rather than pressure. Emotional intimacy and connection grow in importance over time. While physical attraction remains relevant, emotional safety and trust become stronger drivers of desire. Taking time to connect emotionally, share experiences, and express appreciation strengthens the bond that supports sexual intimacy. When emotional needs are met, physical closeness often follows more naturally and with less anxiety. Another overlooked factor is the role of novelty and intention. Long-term routines can dull excitement if intimacy becomes predictable or rushed. Introducing small changes, prioritizing time together, and approaching intimacy with curiosity rather than expectation can reignite desire. Sexual health after 40 benefits from intentionality, not spontaneity alone. Planning intimacy does not make it less authentic. It often makes it more relaxed and enjoyable. Finally, it is important to recognize when additional support may be beneficial. Persistent changes in sexual function are not something to silently endure. Medical professionals can assess hormone levels, cardiovascular health, and other factors that influence sexual response. Many effective treatments and therapies exist, and addressing concerns early prevents frustration and self-doubt from taking root. Chapter 2 reinforces a key principle. Sexual health after 40 is built through daily choices that support the body's systems rather than fight against them. Movement, nourishment, rest, stress management, and emotional connection work together to create an environment where desire and performance can thrive. When these foundations are in place, sexual health becomes a natural extension of overall well-being rather than a constant concern. After 40, the most powerful shift in maintaining sexual health is learning how to adapt rather than resist change. By this stage of life, the body communicates more clearly. It responds quickly to care and just as quickly to neglect. Sexual health becomes less about chasing youthful performance and more about building sustainable vitality that supports pleasure, connection, and confidence over time. Science consistently shows that people who approach midlife with flexibility and awareness experience greater long-term satisfaction than those who cling to outdated expectations. One of the most important adaptations involves redefining what good sexual health means. For many, earlier decades were focused on frequency, speed, or performance. After 40, quality, comfort, and emotional presence often become more meaningful. This is not a loss, but a refinement. Slower arousal allows the nervous system to fully engage, increasing sensitivity and pleasure. When pressure to perform is reduced, the body responds more naturally. Research on sexual satisfaction consistently shows that emotional presence and relaxation are stronger predictors of enjoyment than physical performance alone. Confidence after 40 is built differently than before. It is no longer dependent solely on appearance or stamina, but on self-knowledge and acceptance. People who understand their bodies, recognize their limits, and work with them rather than against them report higher sexual satisfaction. This confidence is deeply attractive and plays a significant role in desire, both self-directed and shared with a partner. Accepting physical changes while continuing to care for the body creates a sense of grounded self-assurance that enhances intimacy. Another key adaptation is learning to listen to the body's signals. After 40, fatigue, low desire, or discomfort are often messages rather than problems. They may indicate stress overload, hormonal imbalance, lack of recovery, or emotional strain. Ignoring these signals tends to amplify them, while responding with curiosity often resolves them. Rest, nourishment, emotional support, or medical guidance can restore balance when issues are addressed early rather than suppressed. Hormonal health deserves continued attention in this phase of life. While natural hormonal shifts are unavoidable, their impact can be moderated. Maintaining a healthy body composition, managing stress, sleeping well, and staying physically active all support healthier hormone signaling. In some cases, medical evaluation can identify deficiencies or imbalances that respond well to treatment. Addressing hormonal health proactively helps preserve energy, mood, and sexual responsiveness rather than waiting for symptoms to worsen. Sexual health after 40 also benefits from intentional intimacy practices. Rushing into intimacy without adequate mental and physical preparation often leads to frustration. Taking time to transition out of work mode, stress, or distraction allows the nervous system to shift into a receptive state. Simple rituals such as conversation, touch without expectation, or shared relaxation can significantly enhance arousal. These practices help the body feel safe, which is essential for sexual response. Touch itself becomes more meaningful with age. Non-sexual touch, such as holding hands, hugging, or gentle massage, strengthens emotional bonds and reinforces physical connection. This type of touch stimulates oxytocin, a hormone associated with trust and bonding, which indirectly supports sexual desire. Couples who maintain regular, affectionate touch often report fewer sexual difficulties and greater overall relationship satisfaction. Communication remains a central pillar in long-term sexual health. Needs and preferences change over time, and what once worked may no longer feel right. Open dialogue reduces misinterpretation and allows both partners to adapt together. Expressing desires, boundaries, and concerns creates a shared understanding that reduces anxiety and increases emotional safety. Sexual health thrives in environments where curiosity is encouraged and judgment is absent. For individuals without partners, sexual health after 40 is equally important. Solo intimacy, body awareness, and self-care play significant roles in maintaining responsiveness and confidence. Understanding one's own body, managing stress, and maintaining physical health contribute to future relational intimacy as well. Sexual health is not solely defined by partnership. It is a personal relationship with one's body and well-being. Medical awareness becomes increasingly relevant as part of sexual health maintenance. Conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and depression can all affect sexual function. Medications used to treat these conditions may also have sexual side effects. Regular health checkups and honest conversations with healthcare providers ensure that sexual health is considered alongside other aspects of wellness. Adjustments in treatment or lifestyle often lead to noticeable improvements. It is also important to acknowledge that sexual health includes emotional satisfaction, not just physical function. Feelings of closeness, appreciation, and mutual enjoyment contribute significantly to overall fulfillment. Many people report that sexual experiences after 40 feel more meaningful because they are rooted in deeper connection and self-awareness. This emotional depth often compensates for changes in physical intensity, resulting in a richer experience overall. Curiosity and learning should not stop with age. Exploring new ways of experiencing intimacy, whether through education, conversation, or shared experiences, keeps sexual health dynamic. The willingness to learn and adapt prevents stagnation and keeps intimacy aligned with current needs rather than past habits. This mindset transforms aging from a limitation into an opportunity for growth. Chapter 3 highlights a crucial truth. Sexual health after 40 is sustained not by resisting change, but by embracing it with intention and knowledge. When individuals redefine expectations, listen to their bodies, communicate openly, and integrate sexual health into overall wellness, intimacy remains a vibrant part of life. Aging does not diminish the capacity for pleasure or connection. It reshapes it into something often more stable, confident, and deeply satisfying. Maintaining sexual health after 40 is not about fighting age or chasing unrealistic expectations. It is about working with your body, listening to its signals, and making daily choices that support long-term vitality. When movement, nutrition, rest, stress management, emotional connection, and medical awareness come together, sexual health becomes a natural extension of overall well-being. Aging does not take away the ability to experience pleasure, intimacy, or confidence. It simply asks for greater awareness and care. By applying science-backed habits and staying open to change, sexual health can remain strong, satisfying, and deeply rewarding for many years to come.